indicators. So yeah, Hubbard, for example, could be violently angry, abusive, yelling, but this was completely excused. In fact, people ran around trying to accommodate him and please him, and so that the screaming would end. So BIs really didn't apply to him. It wasn't that Scientology was not working for Hubbard. He was making Scientology work by screaming and by his violent outbursts. Same with Miscavige. It's well known now that he's a physically violent man who has assaulted a number of people who work and have worked very closely with him. And he can get away with it because the organization's a dictatorship. So no one is going to tell the dictator what he should or should not do. Perhaps there's some high-priced lawyer who might caution him in some way, but certainly no one beneath him in the organization is going to question his leadership or question his violence. It has to be excused.
What would some examples, like what do you know of specific incidents of violence?
Well, the first incident that I learned of, I guess, was Roger Barnes, who I'd been in the Sea Org with, and he was a person who it was reported that Miscavige had physically assaulted him, and I spoke to Roger after that, and he confirmed it. Another guy is Homer Schomer, and Miscavige subjected Homer to what's called a gangbang sec check, and spit on him and had him held in a sec check and didn't even allow him to go to the bathroom.
What does
so this is 1982. A sec check is when you are made to hold on to the electrodes of the E-meter and you're interrogated. A gangbang sec check is when a number of people will throw questions at you. A number of people are standing there or sitting there accusing you. And you cannot leave. You're deep within a room and there's people preventing you from leaving and forcing you to talk. That's a gangbang sec check. And in this case, there was physical violence with Miscavige spitting tobacco juice, taking a big wad of chewing tobacco, chewing it up real good, and then spitting it on this poor guy, Homer Schomer, who's being interrogated. And that goes back to 1982. So Miscavige has been assaulting people for years now. 26 years of physical assaults on Sea Org members by David Miscavige. Larry Brennan has testified about it. Jeff Hawkins knows about it. Mark Headley knows about it. So the word is getting out. Miscavige has a well-known reputation for violence. It's probably astonishing that no one within Scientology has stood up to the guy and said, enough. And that just shows the amount, the level of brainwashing that has been instilled in Scientologists and in Sea Org members who surround Miscavige and protect him. Once Scientologists leave, then they become absolutely appalled at this ruthless, violent, abusive, bullying individual that has run their lives. But until then, they support Miscavige, they support tyranny, they support bullying, they support physical violence.
From, and ironically enough, from someone who's the head of a alleged spiritual organization.
Right, the ecclesiastical head, like the Pope is the ecclesiastical head of the Catholic Church. You know, is there much of a record of Catholicism's ecclesiastical head beating on a bunch of cardinals and beating on the nuns and beating on the priests to get to the top and hold on to it? No,
possibly not in modern times, that's for sure.
Right, not in modern times. No, he's more like a Bin Laden kind of spiritual leader.